Good afternoon. The Board of Adjustment is now in session. My name is Anthony Robinson, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Attending today's virtual meeting are board members George Hitt, Joe Klitzing, Mona Parsley. Also in attendance for the city is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the city, who will also represent the city in the cases we are hearing today. Drea Gutierrez, Lead Zoning Specialist. Our attorney for the board is Archer Mellon, and our court reporter is Laura Stewart. Today, we will be hearing four cases. First, we will hear from the city's representative, who will explain why the permit could not be issued. Next, we will hear from the applicant or their representative. Then we will hear from those in favor of the appeal, and then from those opposed. Please be concise, as testimony will be limited to 3 minutes per person. When you come online via video or telephone, please wait to be sworn in by the court reporter, and then please state your name and mailing address. To ensure proper records for our court reporter, we ask that those online or by telephone to please remain on mute. Following testimony on today's cases, the board will go into its deliberative portion of the hearing, at which time we will vote on all the cases heard. The board will notify each applicant and or their representative of its decision in about 2 weeks. You're welcome to remain during our deliberations. However, we will not hear additional testimony at that time. You may also call the lead zoning specialist, Drea, tomorrow at 314-622-3666 to learn the outcome of your appeal. Again, the number is 314-622-3666. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20585?
Chairman, can we jump to the appeal 11954?
I'm sorry, you are absolutely correct. My apologies, Evan. Yes.
Appeal number 11954, 4160 North Kings Highway, Memorial Boulevard.
Swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to make interior and exterior alterations for a, oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. It's my fault. For a bus fleet charging depot, zoning only at 4160 North Kings Highway. I'd like to present evidence for this case, photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of this zoning ordinance. We received a request to continue. Dear Ms. Gutierrez, Highland respectfully requests that the board continue its consideration of the appeal, currently scheduled for July 23rd, 2025, to the next available hearing date. The reason for this request is that Highland and St. Louis Public Schools are actively engaged in, but have not yet completed gathering the necessary materials for our hardship testimony. Thank you very much. Sincerely, Tom Fitz. So it is our recommendation that the board consider making a motion to continue. But as Archer had mentioned previously, for folks who are with us, if there's anybody here today that needs to testify as opposed to a later date, we would have to hear that testimony. Archer, could you add any additional details? Okay. All right, so with that being said, Archer fell off our call, it looks like, but if nobody is opposed to a continuance, we would ask that the board make a motion. Is there anybody here today that's opposed to a continuance?
I wanted to testify.
Okay. All right. Well, then we will have to hear this case. Thank you, Loli. So let me continue with the basis for denial. The basis for denial of Highland Electric Fleets, care of Tom Fitz, concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit, authorizing the petitioner to make exterior alterations per plan zoning only at 4160 North Kings Highway Memorial Boulevard and City Block number 4383.05 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is Zone A, Single Family Dwelling District, and also F, Neighborhood Commercial District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are section 26.16.030, open storage prohibited. The use of land within any dwelling district for the purpose of open storage is hereby prohibited. Section 26.20.020 and or 26.20.025. Use regulations and conditional uses of the A single-family dwelling district do not allow the petitioner's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So in summary, the applicant is applying to operate an electric vehicle charging depot for the City of St. Louis Public Schools bus fleet. This is located in a parcel that's zoned both A, single-family dwelling, and F, neighborhood commercial district. When a parcel is duly zoned, the more restrictive designation applies. Outdoor storage, though, is not a permitted use in the A district. Therefore, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that there's no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan designates this, though, as a medium intensity neighborhood. These are areas primarily residential with housing ranging from medium scale multi-unit buildings to single unit buildings. These areas discourage automobile related activities as well as most industrial uses. The granting of this variance would not be in keeping with this designation's intent to promote increased residential density and neighborhoods serving businesses. That said, if the board should grant a variance, planning staff recommends the board consider requiring the following changes to the site plan or attach conditions to the variance. And the conditions listed are that the appropriate human-friendly and high-quality landscaping or screening be used along the perimeter wherever the property faces residences, especially Lee Avenue to the south and the eastern edge of the property. A second condition is that improvements to the public realm around the property, which may include landscaping and improved sidewalks in order to improve the pedestrian experience around this inhospitable use. And then the final findings from the planning department is that the planning staff finds request of appeal number 11954 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes.
Yoli, are you
You're-
opposed or in
Yes.
favor of this appeal? We typically hear from the appellant first, so we'll hear from Scott and his team first.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh,
Laura, did you hear Scott?
Yes, I did. Sir, for the record, do you mind providing a last name?
Yep, for the record, my name is Scott Harrison with Highland Electric Fleets.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, please raise your right hand.
Oh, other right hand.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right.
Okay, Scott, now if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Scott Harrison, mailing address is 200 Cumming Center Ave, Suite 273D, Massachusetts 01915.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
So today, first off, I want to respectfully thank the Board of Adjustments for considering this appeal, number 11954. Our plan was to actually not present any evidence today, because we would like to continue what is very important to us, which is gathering community support for this project and ensuring that the use is in line with what St. Louis Public Schools is anticipating. So we did not have a comprehensive presentation for the board today. That being said, I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have about the use as described by Evan. And we would, like I said, are requesting to continue to the next board meeting.
Board members? Thank you, Scott. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes.
I'm sorry, who was the yes?
I am in favor of the continuance, but I also wanted to go on record.
I'm sorry, then we need to get you sworn in.
Okay. I mean, this is my first time doing this, so
Sure.
work with me.
That's all right. Hi, Miss Yoli. I am the court reporter. For the record, would you mind providing a last name?
My name is actually Yolanda.
Okay.
Last name Williams.
Okay, I will now swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may proceed.
I'm here just
Sorry.
on behalf of the
Sorry.
Penrose. Oh, don't say.
Sorry. I need you now to state your name and mailing address for the record.
Okay. Yolanda Williams, 4625 Lee Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63115.
Okay, continue with your testimony.
I'm here on behalf of the Penrose Neighborhood Association, and we are in favor of the actual project. We wanted to note that Scullin School has been vacant and derelict by the St. Louis School Board for many, many years, and our residents have been affected by this with no advocacy concerning this really important matter for our neighborhood. So we wanted to let him know that we were in favor and that we did canvass the area, and there are other commercial entities on Kings Highway close to Natural Bridge that have something to do with I think it's either auto sales or some type of auction, and they have a facility there that kind of fills the cars up with gas and things like that. So it's not that our neighborhood does not have commercial entities like that, and we want our neighborhood to be built up, and this is exciting to some of us, and we just want to go on the record to say that we are in favor with it, and we hope to be at the next scheduled meeting, and we are in favor of the appeal for a continuous. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Okay, is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay, is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Alderwoman Tice.
Yes, I'm here. Can I speak, or am I supposed to be sworn in?
I'm waiting for the court reporter.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll just say this, everyone. We have quite a few participants in this meeting today, and I have to indicate every speaker. So if I pause, it's because I'm trying to find your name on my list. All right, please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, state your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Sharon Tyus. I'm the 12th Ward Alderwoman of the City of St. Louis, which encompasses Scullin School, which is located at 4160 North Kings Highway Boulevard. My address is 1200 Market, St. Louis City Hall, room 230, 63130.
Continue.
Okay. I actually came here to also ask to support the continuance by Scott. I talked with one of the employees of the engineering company, which would be Mr. Chris Orlando. They didn't reach out to us anytime soon, and so we just got information from them maybe about 2 weeks ago. I did talk to Mrs. Conchita Curry, who is the chair of Penrose Neighborhood Association, and she indicated to me as recent as yesterday that they were not supportive of the appeal. And then I reached back out to say, hey, I finally talked to them. Would you agree to a continuance? And she said she was. And so although I sent you a letter opposing it, I did come here today to attest to the fact that we wanted to sit down and see their plans, have it presented to Penrose, others, and then try to make a decision. I would like to rebut what Mrs. Williams said about there being no advocacy for the Scullin School. It has been an ongoing advocacy for years, and we have done everything we could, including bringing out the former chairs of the St. Louis Public Schools to address the ongoing problems at the Scullin School site. And so we got no cooperation with the former board, and I wrote letters. We tried to get graffiti removed, this on and on. But neither that doesn't really have to be important now if you can grant a continuance, because I think it's important that we see the plans that the company had. I talked to them a little bit today. They talked about any place from 30 to 60 buses, which is really concerning. So I think that this needs to be presented to the neighborhood, and it's best done by us having enough time and supporting their continuance. I think they believe until September. I'm fully in support of that. If I can't do that, then I have to remain opposed to it, because I have been representing this area for a long time, and the people that I talk to who live right up against it are staunchly opposed to it. And I think the only way you can make sure that you have community input is to present something to the community. I myself have not seen anything, because they only reached out a couple of weeks ago. And I am an avid green energy person, so I support that project in the right place. If it's not this place, someplace else. We don't want to lose them.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, and an email request for a continuance from Tom Fetus. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Board members, can I get a motion?
Can I ask a question, please, before you finish?
Yes, Alderwoman.
Okay, did you get a letter that I sent you at all? Because I did send a comprehensive letter along with the complaints and everything else.
I don't believe we have a letter, Alderwoman.
I did email it.
What did you email it just before this meeting?
Right after I talked to you. Remember, I told you I had a letter.
Okay. I will check my email right now, but we may not have a letter, although we do have your testimony now on the record.
I want to say that the letter was much more comprehensive, but because I talked so long, I tried not to repeat what was already in that letter.
Understood. We
Okay,
appreciate
because
it.
you all have cautioned me about that. So this is much more comprehensive and a lot more facts and information. So I would like that letter in the record, and I can send it again if it did not reach you, because I sent it to Miss Gutierrez, Miss Mary Hart Burton, the usual people that I send it to.
Okay, yeah. I don't have it in my email. Dre, do you have it? Do you mind checking?
And it didn't bounce back.
Okay.
We got it.
All right, we got it. We'll forward it right now to all the board members, yeah, can you forward it to all the board members? So they have a chance to skim it.
And can I ask one other question? Even though it has been heard, is there any chance that we could still continue this thing and try to, because he even told you that the community didn't get a chance to engage and they haven't engaged. So
Alderwoman, I
yes.
apologize for interrupting. We just have,
Okay.
the board rules are a little bit strange on this just because people have been given public notice. So the board hears testimony and then now we'll vote on the continuance.
Okay.
And then if they don't know
Okay.
on the continuance, we'll vote on the application at the end.
Thank you.
Thanks, Archer.
We're almost there. Sorry. Thanks for your patience.
It doesn't have to be read into the,
Okay.
for me, it's okay if it's not read, because I'm really supporting, everybody here said they're supporting the continuance. So unless you
Okay.
say no, there's no reason to take up your time.
All right, perfect. Then we will include it in the exhibits as for next time's testimony, should the board decide to vote to continue right now. So, Mr. Chairman, you asked for a motion. Oh, Archer, do we need to do this in deliberations or can they make a motion now?
I have one more thing to add. Is it too
I'm
late?
sorry, Miss Yoli, the record is closed now, and so
Okay.
we can't have
Okay.
any more folks speaking. Yes, Mr. Chairman, you can take a motion now to continue if someone would like to make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to continue without prejudice to the next earliest date, that we can put them on the agenda.
I'll second you.
Thank you. A motion made by Joe, seconded by George. All of those in favor of a continuance? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking for that. Now I've got to get back in here.
And then I don't know how to review myself.
I got you, Mona. Thanks. It's *6.
All right. Drea, can you read appeal number 11955?
Appeal number 11955, 2350 Choto Avenue.
Swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to make interior and exterior alterations for self-storage per plan zoning only at 2350 Choto Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case, photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. We received a request from the appellant to continue their case. The email reads, Evan and Drea, we, the petitioner of appeal number 11955, would request that our appeal to be held as we continue communications with the Neighborhood Association and other interested parties. Alderwoman Cox Antwi, who is CC'd on this, is coordinating such a meeting for us next week. When speaking with Evan yesterday, he said around September 24th, meeting is open if we can demonstrate scheduled plan meetings. I hope this email suffices. Please let me know if an additional information is needed, and please confirm receipt. As always, thank you for your time, David Sweeney. So it is our recommendation that the board consider a continuance, but as per the last, similarly to the last appeal, if there's someone opposed to that continuance, we would need to hear testimony. So with that being said, is there anybody here opposed to a continuance?
Yes, I oppose a continuance.
All right, then I will continue with my basis for denial. The basis for denial of Keeling Studios Architects, care of Mike Keeling, concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit authorizing the petitioner to make interior and exterior alterations for self-storage per plan zoning only at 2350 Shuttle Avenue and city block number 2262 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is the Lafayette Square Special Use District and also underlying zoning code J, Industrial District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to provide for the gradual elimination of uses that would not be permitted in the district in which they are located and adversely affecting the orderly and beneficial development of the city. The applicable zoning code ordinance are as follows. Ordinance number 70907 and also section 26.56.020, which takes you to 26.40.020U. Use regulations. A building or premises shall be used only for the following purposes. And use states that mixed uses, which include any of the permitted residential and commercial uses. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for a building permit, zoning only, to convert an existing structure into self-storage, a warehousing facility, that's located in both the underlying Zone J and the Lafayette Square Area Special Use District. Let's see, the facility will include a roughly 38,221 square feet of rentable space. The Lafayette Square Area Special Use District was established February 11th, 2019. Per Section 2, Findings A and B, the SUD is intended to assist in the implementation of the Strategic Land Use Plan and the Lafayette Square Neighborhood Urban Plan, which was amended on April 11, 2018 to provide a new vision for the northwest corner of Lafayette Square neighborhood. These sections are clear that land use is required to include a high-density mixed-use development with a potential for taller buildings that consider the existing topographic changes of the area. Per Section 1, Definitions A, except for terms defined in Ordinance number 70907, all terms used herein shall have the same meaning as those defined in Title 26 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, 1994. Mixed uses, per the underlying zoning code, Section 26.40.020U, are uses which include any of the permitted residential uses and commercial uses, therefore requiring both a residential and commercial component. Because the application does not include residential uses and commercial uses, mixed use, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that this falls within the Lafayette Square Neighborhood Plan. The Lafayette Square Urban Plan was adopted in 2001 and again amended in 2018 to specifically address the redevelopment of the northwest portion of the neighborhood, which includes this site. At the time, as the plan was amended, a redevelopment plan was approved by the Planning Commission and the SUD was approved by ordinance. The neighborhood plan describes this as a specialty mixed use. This refers to desired mix of uses, including residential, that would bring amenities and density to the neighborhood. Some automobile-related uses are discouraged. While the plan does not explicitly prohibit self-storage, staff believes the granting of the variance would allow a use that falls short of the aspirations of the plan. And then the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan calls this a Central Area East. And these are areas intended to be very walkable, bikeable, transit-friendly parts of the city with high-quality pedestrian infrastructure. The granting of this variance would not be in keeping with the designation's intent to create a dense pedestrian-friendly environment focused on mixed-use buildings and multi-unit housing, especially considering the planned transit investment along Jefferson Avenue corridor. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 11955 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Laura, it's David Sweeney.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have spoken. David Sweeney.
You. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay.
And it's my address is 600 Washington. I don't know if you need addresses. The appellant's not here and the rest of the team because we were hoping to get a continuance without prejudice. As stated in the email, and since then, Alderwoman Cox Antwi has set up a meeting tentatively scheduled for Monday at 5 o'clock. So we're hopeful to work with the neighborhood on that. I see a lot of folks from Lafayette Square I've met or know, and I'm trying to get a line of dialogue together to see if we can come up with something that works for both. It may not, and that's okay too, but I'm really optimistic that we can come to some sort of agreement, and that's the reason for the continuance, and I thank the Alderwoman for stepping in and trying to get this done. And
Board members, any questions? Thanks, Mr. Sweeney.
thank you.
Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? How do you do that? Okay, is there anyone?
Yes, Paul Hamilton, I'm here to attest to in favor of it.
Okay, Paul, we need to get you sworn in.
Sorry, 1 second. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, and if you can state your name and mailing address for the record.
Paul Hamilton, 10283 Schuessler Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63128.
All right, go ahead with your testimony.
So I own businesses on the north side of Shoto Avenue that are adjacent or catty corner to the development that's in question. This development has been an eyesore for years. And I personally know the owner of the development or the parcel, and he has tried through multiple brokers and had multiple possible suitors for this property, and all of them have fallen through. There's been a variety of options, some better than others. And apparently now he's found an option for a self-storage unit that would improve the visual aspect of the corner greatly, and also add a buffer, so to speak, between the Quick Trip, which is directly across the street, and the remaining developable parcels that are along the south side of Shoto. I've also been given assurances that once this development is underway, that there will be more apartments and mixed use developed along the south side of Shoto and the remaining developable district. And therefore, as a businessman who actually owns a business right next to a crematorium. I can't imagine why a self-storage unit would not be favorable to this particular area of the city, and also regard to the fact that it's not really visible from the neighborhood that is opposing it. And that's, I think, the gist of my testimony.
Any board members have any questions? Thanks, Mr. Hamilton. Alderwoman, get you sworn in.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, am I okay now?
Name and mailing address for the record.
Yes, Jamie Cox Entry, 2111 Allen Avenue.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Alderwoman Cox Entry of the 8th Ward, and I am here today. I first want to clarify, I am not in favor of the current appeal, but I am in favor of the continuance. As the petitioner stated, I have been working very hard over the last 12 days since I've been Alderwoman to get up to speed on this project. And my immediate recognition was that I think the neighborhood needs an opportunity to weigh in on this current design. As everyone on this call is aware, the 8th Ward has not had an alderperson over the last few months. And I have been recently elected and working very hard both with the neighborhood association leadership and the petitioners and developers of this property to try to have that conversation. As you can see by the number of community members that are on this call, this corner parcel is very important to this community, is the anchor of this community. And I agree with the community that it deserves to live up to its full potential. As Dave mentioned, and the neighborhood leadership that's on this call is aware, I am working very hard to try to organize that call with the leadership. And then I am hoping that from that meeting, we can bring the results of that conversation back to the neighborhood. The neighborhood does have another meeting in August, which would occur before the next meeting of this board. So I'm hoping that the board will consider the continuance. And I will say to every neighborhood member that is on this call, I encourage you all to continue to reach out to me if that continuance is granted so that we can facilitate these conversations and make sure that the neighborhood's voice is heard with this project, because again, I think it's very important. And I appreciate that the petitioners are now willing to come to the table and hear the neighborhood's concerns, because all of the concerns are very valid. So that's what I had to say today.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Alderwoman. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes, no, sorry.
Mr. Odell?
Sorry, just 1 second. Searching for you on my.
Testifying in opposition. Okay.
Sorry, sir. This is the court reporter. You said in opposition.
I asked for those in favor of the appeal.
I'm in favor.
Okay, give us a minute, Ms. Arnold.
I'm sorry, repeat your name, please.
Samantha Ermold.
I'm sorry. Prior to Samantha, we had Bill Odell.
Mr. Robinson, Mr.
Yes.
Odell's in opposition.
Okay, so I am looking for those in favor of this appeal right now. Once we get that, yes, Ms. Arnold, I got you. After that, I will then request for those who are in opposition. Thank you. All right. Laura, we are looking at Samantha Ermold.
Okay, I'm looking for your photo. Are you just on your phone, ma'am?
I'm on my computer. I can start my video here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Samantha, if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Sure. Samantha Ermold, 1025 Dolman Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63104.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
Sure. So I am obviously a resident of Lafayette Square. I've been here 10 years. My husband's been here 25 years. We've renovated, built multiple homes in the neighborhood. We would have loved to have had a climate controlled storage facility close by that we could have utilized in the process of building our homes. So we definitely would use something like that. And not only just that, but I also manage 2200 LaSalle, the apartment buildings that are brand new on this development site. Our residents in the building are highly in favor of this. They would utilize it. I know that there was a petition in favor of it that a lot of them did sign. They would love to see something like this on the corner rather than what it currently is. They actually don't want anything that would promote hanging out or loitering, and this type of business would be in and out. It would have employees, it would have lights. It would be a good kind of buffer to the neighborhood. Managing that building, there is a lot of foot traffic and even crime that comes from that area on Jefferson. So having a business that is well lit, that looks nice, has good landscaping, isn't a vacant building, and would be used by a lot of the people in the community, I think it's a wonderful idea. I've also worked with this developer for years. Obviously, I manage the building, and he has definitely spared no expense in the property itself and in 2200 LaSalle as well. So I think being a resident of the neighborhood and also working in the neighborhood and managing a building where people live that are in favor of it, I think it's a great idea.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Hermold. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal?
I have a question. This is David Sweeney, and I already testified, Mr. Chairman. I just have a procedural question. If the continuance is before us, could the committee take that vote now, rather than have all these people that obviously are against this project as it is?
Mr. Sweeney.
I'm
sorry, Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
So unfortunately, Mr. Sweeney, once one person decided that they wanted to speak, we have to procedurally listen to all of those in favor and all of those opposed. The people here can opt not to testify, and we can then take a vote to continue this, but if they do not do so, we have to hear all testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? All right. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal, given that we are considering to continue this appeal?
I'm in favor of a continuance, as the Alderman said. But if you have to take all testimony, then I think we're all in for a while.
So, Mr. Odell, would you like to give testimony?
I will. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's like you're freezing up.
I think
Mr. Odell, your connection is not good. Is there any way to change devices or turn off your video?
All right. I will try it.
That's a little better. Laura, can you hear him?
Yes, I can. Mr. Odell, we can hear you. You just may need to speak up. And I can still swear him in as long as he says that his right hand is raised.
It could be, I see them also under Elizabeth Odell. It could be that you're using two devices, which is making it hard to, the connections being triggered.
Okay.
I also might make a recommendation that we move to Maria, who requested to give testimony today. Mr. Robinson.
Sure. I'm sorry, she disappeared on me, so.
I'm here.
Okay. Odell's, we will come back. Maria, let's get you sworn in.
Please raise your right hand, Maria. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yes, Maria Urick, residing at 2318 Albion Place, 63104.
Okay. Go ahead with your testimony.
I'd like to express my strong opposition to the proposal of a 24/7 public storage facility on Shoto, as outlined in the appeal 11955. The corner, and I'm also a longtime resident of Lafayette Square, just over 20 years, and have raised two children, now adults, within this community. So the corner of Jefferson and Shoto serves for us a vital entrance into Lafayette Square. It's one of the primary entry points that visitors to the neighborhood, to the historic district, are entering. And it's an area we have worked tirelessly to restore, preserve, and also thoughtfully redevelop over the past 5 decades, with some ups and downs, of course. I feel the introduction of a massive storage facility at the strategic intersection within the historic parameters is in contradiction to the vision, the values, and the planning efforts of our neighborhood. I think to approve this appeal would not only ignore the legal framework already in place and the strong sentiment of the board and the neighborhood in numbers, but would also undermine decades of investment and progress within Lafayette Square. It would also prioritize a facility that's low job, low value facility over high quality community oriented development within this site. And it's not what our neighborhood deserves, and certainly not what our city deserves. And I stand in strong denial. I stand strongly against the appeal.
He's talking to me. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Urick.
Robinson, we've tried another computer if that works.
Yes. Okay.
Ready for me to
Laura.
swear them?
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's get you sworn in, Mr. Odell.
I do.
Please raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. State your name
Mr.
and
Robinson,
mailing
can you
address.
hear me? And is this okay?
Yes, this is
Okay.
great. State your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Bill Odell. I live at 2332 Whittemore Place in Lafayette Square.
Okay. Go ahead with your testimony. Sorry.
First of all, I'm one of the 3 members of the Shoto Avenue Partners who have been selected by the city for the redevelopment of the entire area. I created that in 1917. I'm also the chairman of the CID, the Community Improvement District, that is underwriting the whole development in terms of infrastructure, city support of it. I have a long history in this part of the neighborhood, having bought a property to stop General Motors at the time to wanted to go all the way up to Park Avenue. And we bought that block to block all development of further industrial. But I also had hope that all of this that all of the Shoto could be renovated over time or improved. In 2016, at the behest of the neighborhood, I was asked to look at the Shoto, the Praxair property, which you all know from the fire in 2005. I looked at a bunch of alternatives, and I also kept very close to the broker for Praxair who was selling the property, or probably was selling property. In the meantime, my original intention was to buy that property and develop it for the neighborhood with the property that I owned on Hickory. In the meantime, I met Paul Hamilton, who I did not know, who owned the property to the east of that property. He said, I suggested he become a part of this development because it helped him and everybody else, and he agreed. Later, I learned that I met Tom Grady, who's the owner of the truck dealership, that the truck dealership was getting ready to move a couple of years later. We talked. And so in the spring of 2017, when he was more or less on board with developing it together with Paul and I had the opportunity to buy, as I said, a Praxair. Literally at the last minute, I asked those two, because they have the adjoining property, whether they would be interested in doing this together. I didn't need them to buy it, but I thought it was the right thing to do in terms of the overall development. So we did. I was a partner for HOK Architects for 42 years, I guess it was. And I was used to doing large scale projects. That's my experience. What I did, and for 2 years, is work certainly with Paul and Tom, but also with the neighborhood, with the city, with the state, to develop a plan that everybody could buy into. We had multiple meetings, 6 very large public meetings, workshops, very well attended, many smaller meetings, working with the city, to develop this plan. That plan was finally approved by the Board of Aldermen in 2019. The Shoto Avenue Partners, the 3 of us, were then appointed the developers of that property. And in that, amongst other things, is a prohibition on public storage. All 3 of our partners signed that, including Tom Grady. That project is now moving ahead into its 6th phase. It's been, even despite the pandemic, we've made a lot of progress. We've had a 128 unit apartment, which is virtually full at this point. Townhouses, another apartment building going up, a lot of infrastructure done, a lot of roads done. It's making a lot of progress despite the pandemic. To put a storage unit on this corner, and not only is in violation of the ordinance, the neighborhood plan, things that the state would like to see, it would just be an absolute crime. And I think it would also be a slippery slope in the rest of the development. Once you put something like that next to it, nobody's going to want to put something of high class next to it. So I'm absolutely opposed to it. One final thing, this is an extremely important park corner for this neighborhood, obviously, but it's also an extremely important corner for the city. As you probably know, the state and the city are putting substantial amount of money into Shoto Avenue and Jefferson Avenue. And you can see the investment already happening. That is going to absolutely continue. I think those two corridors are going to look completely different 10 years from now, completely different. To have the intersection of these two major corridors in the city.
Mr. Odell, you're well over your 3 minutes, and I've allowed.
All right, well, that's it. I'm strongly opposed to it, and will oppose it as a member of Shoto Avenue Partners.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Thanks, Mr. Odell. Is there anyone else here to testify to this appeal?
Yes, I would like to. This is Elizabeth Odell, and I'll be quick.
Yes, Ms. Odell, let's get you sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I have a couple of points to make.
Ms. Odell, right. I will need your
of course
name and mailing address for the record.
All right. I'm Elizabeth Odell. The mailing address is 2332 Whittemore Place, St. Louis 63104.
Okay, Ms. Odell, go ahead with your testimony. You've got 3 minutes.
Okay. The first thing is the ordinance absolutely explicitly prohibits public storage. That's on page 8 in the plan, which is incorporated into the ordinance 70885, which sets up the redevelopment plan. And that plan also requires that a material change would have to go before the Board of Aldermen for approval. It's also
stories.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, that was our board attorney. Continue.
Okay. To back up a bit, Shoto Avenue Partners is required to build according to the uses that have been prescribed in the ordinance. That's in the redevelopment agreement with LCRA. And that agreement prohibits material change. You can't do it about a change of use under that agreement. So that's going to put Shoto Avenue Partners in a rather tenuous position if this appeal goes through. And the ordinance 70885 also requires that the Board of Aldermen approve any change in a material change in the plan. And certainly allowing a prohibited use would be a material change in the plan. And that's all I have to say at this point. I'll let other people speak as well.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Odell. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal, given that what's under consideration now is actually a continuance?
Yes, I would like to testify.
Mr. Kincaid.
Yes. I would like to testify.
Please raise your right hand.
That's my left hand.
Can you just hold it up so that way you can see it in your video, sir?
How about that?
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
State your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Skip Kincaid. I am at 1609 Missouri Avenue, 63104 in the Lafayette Square neighborhood.
Go ahead with your testimony, Mr. Kincaid. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, and again, a promise to make it short never rings true, but I will try to do so. I think basically my comment is that it seems like we've all been here already. The work has been done. The ordinances are clear. The requirements are clear. I'm not even sure why we're having this discussion. Many people have dedicated much time to providing a very workable plan that was approved by the neighborhood, approved by the Board of Aldermen. And again, quite frankly, I'm just not sure why we're here. It's much like the voters of Missouri who approve one thing only to have, the legislature say, no, we're going backwards. So I just feel like we're going backwards with this. I think the community has been clear. The ordinances and, things that are in place make it very, very clear that this is not a desired use for this site. Personally, I would rather, I know it's not attractive. I'd rather look at the building as it is. We've all looked at it for a while this way, rather than look at a storage facility. We heard a comment earlier from somebody who said, gee, I wish we had a storage facility around when we were trying to move. Well, I use a storage facility too, and I'll be honest with you, I had no problem finding a storage facility, not in Lafayette Square, but fairly close by. They're not hard to find. So we don't need another one. That's all I have. And I appreciate your time today, everyone's time. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Kincaid. Okay, Mr. Volpe, get you sworn in.
Yes,
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
State your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Vincent Volpe. My mailing address is 1521 Missouri Avenue, 63104.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony. You've got 3 minutes.
Do I need to read as the board should know, I sent a letter to the board on July 11th. Can that be read into the record rather than have me read the whole thing?
Evan?
Your letter that you submitted will be read in.
It will be read into the record?
As an exhibit.
As an exhibit.
Right.
Well, thank you. Because there are a number of points in there, and really following up on what Maria and Bill and Skip have said. This is, I am also president of Lafayette Square Restoration Committee. It's a 56-year-old organization so we are now in our 6th decade of bringing back this neighborhood. We live in a National Historic District. This northwest corner where the proposed storage facility is supposed to go is an important corner, as Bill has said, in so many ways. I really, going back to what Mr. Winkler read, he read that one of the comments was that it does not include residential or mixed use, which it's supposed to. And he also said it falls short of aspirations of the plan. That is an understatement. This is not anywhere close to the plan. There are 13 other storage facilities nearby. That is not the highest and best use. Contrary to what Mr. Hamilton said, it's very difficult to believe that the owner has not explored other options here. A public storage facility needs 2 employees. For that reason alone, the city should turn this down. That is a key corner. And you have seen, I think the board should also have seen a letter from Stephen Smith of the Lawrence Group in opposition to this, because he's a developer and he knows well that there are many other options. This is not the highest and best use for a corner of a national historic district.
that conclude your testimony, Mr. Volpe?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Volpe. Ms. Stone, let's get you sworn in.
Yes, Chairman Robinson.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Laura, you just froze. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you now. You actually froze.
Oh, she froze for me. Sorry.
Okay, let's take two. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. State your name and mailing address for the record.
Julianne Stone, 1207 Missouri Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri 63104.
Go ahead with your testimony.
First of all, Mr. Robinson, thanks for your patience because I think I understand what's going on here, have a lot of experience in local government. And I know that there's a bit of a frustration because the expectation here today is that there's going to be a continuance granted. And so actually why I raised my hand is I want to speak against the continuance. I think somebody else, one of my neighbors, said that I'm not sure why we're doing this right now because it's sort of so clear that this should not really be being considered in the first place, yet the applicant does have the right to come to Board of Adjustment to ask you to reconsider. I'm not really sure how much there is to reconsider. I've read the letter that the LSNA sent to you. It's probably one of the more complete, just continually cogent letters I've ever read from a neighborhood association on all the points. And as you know, the 70 some odd Lafayette Square residents that are here online are pretty intelligent, and a lot of us have been city residents for a long time as well as city employees. So we sort of get the process and we're not trying to end run it. That said, I have the ultimate respect for the new alderwoman. I'm very excited to have her here, and I respect her desire to want to catch up and meet with everybody and make sure everybody's cool. Alderwoman, I got to tell you, it doesn't matter how many meetings you have. I'm not going to be cool with this, and I don't think it should be continued. David Sweeney and I have known each other a long time. Paul Hamilton has been an incredible, incredible champion for this neighborhood and the businesses in the Shoto corridor, and yet I have to disagree as somebody who lives here full time. At 1207 Missouri Avenue, I am a Northwest Quadrant resident. There are numerous of us on this call. Many of the people you've heard from so far live blocks and blocks away, and we appreciate their supporting what impacts us directly. I live a block and a half from this. I lived a block and a half from the Praxair explosion. I had things that blew up and were in my yard. Okay, so that's how close we are. So David, I think it was you that said, I'm not quite really sure what the problem is. There's a buffer here. This is not really seen or apparent to the neighborhood and not readily visible. I drive that block and a half and walk it just about every day. We have neighbors in the Northwest Quadrant and throughout the square that help clean up that block. We have new residential going in, overlooking that lot. And even without that residential, the north facing neighbors on the 2300 block of Rutger overlook that. We've got Windsor-Lings development on Bill O'Dell's older property that have now $600,000 to $1 million homes that are a half a block from this. And I'm really confused by the developer himself wanting to build something like this literally across the street and facing his new rental properties that are going for quite a bit of money. I've got to be honest, as a community person in community development, economic development, community neighborhood engagement, we are ecstatic. Can we discuss for a second that there is a Target at Grant, that there is a Topgolf at Compton, that the Housing Authority is redoing all of the sort of the Darst Webby and Clinton Peabody houses that are a block and a half farther down from this?
Ms. Stone, just a heads up, that's the 3-minute warning if you heard a beep.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so I think not only is this impacting the neighborhood, because we're talking 24/7, where people will have access to this at 3 a.m, could be living in storage lockers, not secured because there's not going to be anybody there except cameras. I think that this is a real detriment to both the Shoto corridor and to us as neighbors. And I will tell you, I agree with everything that's been said, but I really, really, really don't think the continuance is necessary. I think this conversation should either be heard and end here. Thanks so much, Mr. Robinson.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Mr. Lamouth.
Thank you, Chairman Robinson. Christopher Lamouth, 1728 Carroll Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63104.
Good. You've jumped the gun a bit, so we need to get you sworn in.
Yep.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I agree. Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead with your testimony.
I will be brief. I agree with all points made by previous residents. Up to this point, my point that I add is that the city of St. Louis, I've lived in the city of St. Louis my entire life. We've lost over 100,000 residents in the time that I've been alive. The city of St. Louis is in a crisis state. This development brings 0 net new residents to the neighborhood in one of the last remaining successful residential walkable neighborhoods in the city. We must prioritize new residents, and if not new residents, new jobs. And on that point, it only brings in 2 net new jobs. So this not only does not serve the neighborhood for all points made before, but it is detrimental to the city of St. Louis overall, which again, I believe is in crisis state. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Mr. Banton. Get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, state your name and mailing address for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is Jake Banton. I'm at 6048 Cates Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63112.
Go ahead with your testimony.
Thank you. Good evening or afternoon, everyone. My name is Jake Banton. I am a member of the city's Planning Commission. Just wanted to give you all a perspective. I do remember when this came through in April of 2018 as a planned amendment to the Lafayette Square neighborhood. Had robust discussion, was impressed with the development plan for the site. And as part of that special use district that was part of that plan, it was very clear what the desire was for this corner as a specialty mixed use district with multiple uses, commercial, residential. And it's very clear to me that this does not meet that desire. In addition to that, this year, as Evan mentioned, the city has passed the updated strategic land use plan, which for that plan, this area is in a central corridor, which calls for high density development as well and discourages parking to the front and side of the buildings, as well as encourages high density mixed use. So multiple strikes against it here. I agree with some of the other neighbors that I think that no matter how much this gets talked about at the neighborhood level, I anticipate that there's not going to be any amount of change. I think this plan probably just needs to be reconsidered altogether and go away. On top of that, I would say that this corner has the potential to be next to potential transit development, and it would be a shame that, as other neighbors have said, to get a development that does not add density, does not add jobs, potentially next to a high frequency transit corridor. So for all those reasons, I wanted to give my perspective as a member who's been on the Planning Commission for many years now. I think that it's probably unwise that this gets continued and just gets voted against here today. That's all. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Mr. White.
Hi there.
Get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi there. My name's Wayne White. I live at 2108 Lafayette Avenue, 63104, 26-year resident. And basically, I am a client of Extra Space located at Filer and Kings Highway. And let me tell you, that place looks like a dump. It looks like a salvage yard. My $8,000 trailer is one of the nicest pieces of equipment there. And I do not want a storage place closer to my house in our neighborhood. There are 12 other storage places around in St. Louis. I did not have any problem finding one. We do not need another one. I'm gonna keep it brief. I don't know why we're having this. There are so many rules and regulations and codes set up in place, but I just going to state my opinion, and that's all I need to say.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. White. Ms. Doles.
Good afternoon.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
My name is Sarah Doles. I live at 2126 Lafayette Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63104.
Go ahead with your testimony.
I want to echo a lot of what Ms. Stone said and what a lot of the other neighbors have said, so I won't repeat what they have to say. I obviously oppose the appeal, but importantly, I also oppose the continuance. Clearly, there are a lot of interested community members in this, and I know that there are a lot of public notice requirements. I am not familiar with everything that is required for this proceeding, but I know that a lot of us took time out of our day. I personally declined 3 other meetings at this time because I thought this was important to me, and I wanted to attend this meeting. So the fact that there was an email with a request for an appeal and there's one interested party member, but not the whole team, to hear everything that all of the community members want to say, I think it would have been good faith for the whole team to have been on the call requesting the continuance or to participate and attend the meeting. I'm a lawyer, and I know if I file a motion to continue in a hearing and don't show up because I want it continued and the judge hasn't ruled on that continuance and the hearing goes forward, I lose. My clients and I lose. So I think this belated request for continuance is unnecessary. I think there's a lack of good faith here, and I shouldn't say that. It appears to be a lack of good faith, because to put together a belated meeting that is now supposed to be next Monday with certain people, the neighborhood showed up today. And you're hearing what we have to say. You've heard a lot of better reasons and more technical reasons why the appeal should be denied, but I see no reason for this to be continued. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Doles. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
I oppose the appeal. Philip Lamchick speaking.
Mr. Lamchick, let's get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
State your name and mailing address for the record.
Philip Lamchick, 1706 Carroll Street, St. Louis, 63104.
Go ahead with your testimony.
Yeah, just to make a point, I think most of the people who testified against the appeal are residents. They're not renters. Then on the second point, people like Mr. Lemeth, Ms. Stone, Mr. Volpe, Mr. Kincaid, Mr. O'Dale, they'll represent my views also. And that's all I have to. Then I might add that there's plenty of other brownfield sites in St. Louis City that are would probably be a better choice to put in a storage facility than our desired high dense area of Lafayette Square. That's all.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
This is Tom Grady, and I would like to voice my opinion on the owner of the property.
Mr. Brady, let's get you sworn in.
Okay.
My
so-
resident is 3971.
I'm sorry,
Wait,
Mr.
sir.
Mr. Brady. You're jumping the gun. We need to have you sworn in first.
Okay, all right, fine.
Mr. Brady, this is the court reporter. Can you verbally confirm for the record that your right hand is raised?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, now state your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Tom Grady, and my mailing address is 701 Longleaf Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. I am the owner of the properties in question.
Okay.
Specifically, so we have tried to recruit a number of people for that site. We had a conversation with Aldi's, an LOI with Aldi's. We had a conversation with Butler Pantry and also an LOI with Butler Pantry. We have had numerous conversations. The first two I spoke of, we were very close to getting a deal with. But for the last 5-6 years, we've interviewed a lot of prospective clients for that business, and they have all turned it down. Most recently, the reason they're turning it down is because of the violence coming from across the street at the Quick Trip. And the reason I am proposing a public storage in that area is to
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you opposed to this? I'm confused. Are you opposed to this? Or are you in favor of this?
No, I am in favor.
Okay, Ms.
I am in
Betty,
We're taking on the position right now. I apologize.
Ma'am, I am in favor.
Mr. Batty,
Say that again.
were you not on the Zoom when I requested those in favor of the appeal?
No, sir. I was led to believe that this hearing was postponed and delayed for another day. And I don't know who started the rumor, but nonetheless, I didn't think we were meeting today.
You're speaking out of turn at this moment?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, so Jesus.
Chairman,
we have requested those in opposition to this appeal. Those who were in favor of this appeal
I am in favor of the appeal. I do think there should be climate control storage on that corner.
Mr. Batty, give me a second. Archer, how do we deal with this?
Sir, since we had already taken testimony from people who are in favor, and right now we're taking testimony from those in opposition, unfortunately, so at the end, there's a chance to rebut. So you may, the chair may choose for you to speak at this point, but otherwise, you did have representation here who did speak to the appeal, and so yeah, you're currently.
Thank you, Archer. Mr. Batty, what I will do is give you an opportunity to rebut testimony in opposition. You will have 3 minutes at the end of all testimony in opposition. I will call you once I have gotten all opposition's testimony. Is there anyone else here? Thank you. Is there anyone else here?
Paul Hamilton is there, and he knows our
Mr. Batty, you are out of order. I will allow you at the end of all opposition testimony a 3-minute rebuttal, and then you can state what you have. Is there anyone else here in opposition to this appeal who would like to testify? I'm sorry. I don't understand the name here, and I can't hear you either. It's TDOLES. You are muted. I cannot hear you.
Sorry, so Stefan Skalker Baker. So will it matter for me to testify, or do we have enough testimonies now against it?
You have to decide whether
right.
You
so
wish to
testify then please. So
okay.
Laura.
And what was your name again?
Stef van Skalkwijk.
Okay. Mr. Van
Skalkwijk. Yeah,
Laura.
it's a Dutch name. Nobody can say it.
No problem.
The Dutch were crazy people. Right. Laura, do you want to swim in?
Yes, I do. 1 second, though. I'm just adding you to my list. Sorry, give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm ready for you. Sorry.
Right.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Affirm.
Thank you.
So Stefan Skalkwijk, resident, 2223 Park, 63104. Been here for 25 years now, have seen many developments here, most good, some bad. So I cannot see why we need another storage facility. So we feed feral cats at 2 local storage facilities, and it's not something that one would wish to see in a historic neighborhood such as Lafayette Square. The city bylaws are really clear. The neighborhood plan is really clear. And I do not see why we should be another place where something like this is built purely because the owner of the property has not succeeded in finding another tenant. So the owner who just spoke phones his telephone number is 404. He's not a resident, and I'm strongly opposed to this. Well, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
Troy Doleswood, if you can hear me this time.
Yes, Troy. Let's get you sworn in.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, state your name and mailing address for the record.
Thank you, sir. My name is Troy Doles. My address is 2126 Lafayette Avenue. I speak in opposition to the appeal, which I will not reiterate all the reasons our neighbors provided, which I think were very well reasoned. I will speak to one thing, which is, as I understand it, Chairman Robinson, is what's at issue is the continuance. And I joined a little late, but when I heard you say the issue right now is the continuance, I want to voice my opposition to the continuance for the reasons stated by Sarah Doles. We've all taken time out of our schedules to attend this. To continue it to another day is an undue burden on us. And what caused me actually to unmute myself and go to my cell phone so you can hear me is my now concern that I have is the lack of transparency in this process. What I heard from the person speaking out of order, who is the owner, say that he was of the understanding that this was continued. Now I have a serious concern about the transparency. When was he provided a word that this was continued? It sounded like to me, I could be wrong, but it sounded like to me it was before the hearing even started. So if he was told that this was going to be continued before it even started, I have a full concern now about the lack of transparency. Having said that, the continuance should be denied. There's no reason to reject this appeal. Allow, if our new alderwoman wants to have a chance to meet with the new owner and problem solve a new situation, deny this appeal, give them all the time that they want to come up with a new plan. And I'm sure it will be taken up promptly. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Is there anyone else here who would like to testify in opposition to this appeal? Okay. Mr. Body, you have 3 minutes to rebut. Mr. Body, are you still with us? Mr. Sweeney, would you like those 3 minutes?
I will, Mr. Chairman, and I would have deferred to him, obviously, and thank you for your patience with that. I would. My own reputation as someone operating in bad faith has been accused today. I don't take that lightly. I appear before you on a regular basis, and I like to think that my reputation precedes me in a positive way. I am coming from a place of good faith. I've been engaged recently for this matter. I have not worked in the past on that. Even Mr. Odell, at the beginning of his testimony, said he was willing to do a continuance, but he's against it, and I appreciate that. You know, I simply am asking for a continuance here. Maybe I'm naive. I thank the Alderwoman for stepping up and trying to do that. I am just kind of flabbergasted by the tone of some people that I respect today, and so that's for me. But as far as the project goes, if it was blatantly illegal, we wouldn't be here right now. If it was so clear cut, we wouldn't be here right now, as the commission, as members know. I want to sit down and see if we can come up with a mixed use site. Obviously, you have a gentleman that wants to do something that has. No one seems to really talk about those projects. A lot of that residential we want and want to continue with. He has the property out, owns it, excuse me. And, you know, I'm simply asking for 2 more months, as is the Alderwoman, to meet with folks, to hear what they have to say. It's not 24/7. It was never 24/7 there. We're willing to work. We're willing to talk about mixed use, but we need to come to a table. And that's what leadership's for, with members that are on here representing the neighborhood. That's what the Alderwoman's for. So I just ask yet again that we get this continuance so we can try to get something that the neighborhood may like, or they may not. But I would like that opportunity for the next 2 months. Thank you.
I have a question.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Go ahead, Mo.
Mr. Sweeney, when were you engaged or employed by the owner?
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago, Commissioner. I know there had been a couple of meetings with the architect, and again, he's not here. Mr. Grady's not here. There were multiple things I could have submitted that I didn't. And, you know, I was operating under good faith and believing that we could get there. So I'm hoping to work with the Alderman, work with Vince Volpe, and I sit on the public library board together. I have relationships with people on the other side, and I really want to see if something can get done. Again, if it can, it can't, but I would like to be able to come to that in September or not, may withdraw. But for the turn of the, I take offense for people not wanting to work and just waving their hands and say, kick rocks. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in that. Thank you.
When you say mixed use, what do you mean? Because what we're looking at right now is not mixed use, in my opinion.
Correct. You're absolutely right. That, you know, there's been talk with the Alderwoman, and she has heard from others of a potential retail. We're open to things, right? And to hear what that could be, and maybe that can work. But you know, when folks from out of town feel like there's not an opportunity here, they're just going to move on. And so, I mean, I want this work. I live in the city too. I mean, it's not just the 70 people in Lafayette Square. I've lived in the city for 25 years. I live on the hill now. I'm a homeowner. We're all in this together. So I am trying to figure out a way to get that done and to communicate and come before you again. And again, it maybe not, but I'm asking for that today from the board.
I'd be surprised if he fires himself.
Right, but denial does
whoever
not
spoke
mean
there
that-
is talking about
Sorry.
me. I don't
Yes.
appreciate that at all.
One at a time, everybody, please.
I mean, I'm not going to
Miss
sit here
Odell?
and take that from other folks on this call. I'm sorry.
Mr. Sweeney,
Yes, ma'am.
a denial today does not mean a mixed use cannot be developed here. It just means that if that were to occur, it just means that a storage facility would be denied. I think that would be the
Understood.
situation.
Understood. And
Okay.
I suggested to my client to do this. I recommended it because the older woman assured me that we would have that we could do that together and that she would support it, which she has. Absolutely get that. But I'd like to come up with something so we can get to work on it. The time takes a while, and he wants to move forward with something that would be both retail and self-storage mixed use together, if it can. But that would take an architect, which I'm not, and to get people at the table to do that. And again, I would just like to have our chance in September to discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Mr. Volpe, I'll give you 3 minutes as the community's liaison to rebut.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. David and I do work together. I have a lot of respect for David, and again, no one should question his integrity. But David and I are in opposition on this for sure. I look forward, and I'm very pleased that Alderwoman Cox Antwi is going to arrange a meeting next week. I'm looking forward to sitting in that meeting and across the table from Mr. Grady, David, any representatives, to let them know that, in my opinion, from my understanding of my neighbors' thoughts on this, there is no way that we are ever going to be in favor of anything on that corner that is public storage, even if you tack on retail to it. At the end of the day, it's still public storage. That is not a use for that corner in a National Historic District that everyone in this city should be proud of and be supporting. So I am not optimistic, David. So I do look forward to meeting, and I will tell Mr. Grady and anyone of representatives that we don't care what kind of retail some architect comes up with. There will be no public storage on that corner.
Thank you. Yeah. With that, I will now read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, a letter of opposition with attachments from Lafayette Square Neighborhood Association, Vincent Volpe, President, 37 emails in opposition, a letter of opposition from Matt Negri, letter of opposition from Stephen A. Smith, CEO, Lawrence Group, letter of opposition from Bo Laughlin, letter of opposition from Sarah Hurst, letter of opposition from Teresa Huffman, advocate and resident of the Lafayette Square National Historic Neighborhood, 10 pages of signatures in opposition submitted by Matt Negri on behalf of Vincent Volpe, a letter of opposition with attachments from William Odell, a letter of opposition with attachments, another letter of opposition with attachments from William Odell, renderings submitted by Dylan Kennedy, project designer, Colleen Studio Architects, and an email request for a continuance from Dave Sweeney. With that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Board member, can I get a motion?
Mr.
Are you saying something, Mona?
No, I was just unmuting.
Okay. Um,
Chairman, in light of no motion, I think we should take this to deliberations.
okay. Andrea, can you read appeal number 8905, I'm sorry, 20585, 8905 Riverview?
Appeal number 20585, 8905 Riverview Drive, Suite A.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Again, my name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a used auto sales business, no body work, no detailing, and no repairs at 8905 Riverview Drive, Suite A. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis for denial of Status Motors LLC concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate automobile sales, used, no repair at 8905 Riverview Drive in city block number 9115.00 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is underlined Zone F, Neighborhood Commercial District, and also Ordinance 66941, which is the North Broadway Vicinity Special Use District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas. It's also to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are Section 7F, Vehicular Rated Business Operations of Ordinance 66941. F states that new or expanded vehicular operations proposed within the boundaries of the SUD are prohibited, illegal, non-conforming uses, and the city shall deny applications for such operations. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is simply applying for an occupancy permit to operate a new auto-related business. New vehicular-related businesses are prohibited per the special use district. And I'll also state that the underlying Zone F also does not allow auto-related uses. Therefore, a use variance would be required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that there is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this area. The 2025 adopted strategic land use plan states that this is a lower intensity node designation within the SLOOP. These are areas that are more auto-oriented, although buildings should support other modes of transportation. The granting of this variance would be in keeping with this designation's intent to many types of commercial activities, including automobile-related uses, as long as they remain appropriately integrated into the surrounding context and support a human-oriented pedestrian environment. That said, staff acknowledges that the special use district was created by ordinance at the behest of the community to further regulate identified uses. Staff encourages the Board of Adjustment to favorably consider the special use district regulations as an attempt to implement community vision. But the planning staff findings are that the request of appeal number 20585 are in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Ms. Jones, let's get you sworn in.
Oh, okay. I just want to say my name is Brianna Jones. And
Ms. Jones, swear you in first, and then you can give your name and mailing address.
I got
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Now state your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Brianna Jones, and my address is 8905 Riverview Drive, St. Louis, Missouri, 63137. And I'm here today because I want to request an approval to operate my used dealership under the current zoning. I chose this location because it had already had a commercial activity, and I saw an opportunity to bring a clean and safe, community-minded business to the Strip. And my goal is, and have always been, is to create something that's positive. So not just for my customers, but also for the surrounding neighborhood. And thank you for your time and your consideration.
Any board members have any questions? Okay, thank you, Ms. Jones. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Mr. Robinson, before we move on from Ms. Jones, do you mind if I read our standard conditions for both you and her to consider?
Absolutely. Ms. Jones, Evan's going to read our standard conditions for automotive sales. If there are any that you have a concern with, let us know as he reads them. And if not, we will consider those during deliberations.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Ms. Jones. So number one is that the entire parking vehicle display area on the exterior of the premises shall be paved and striped. Parking areas shall be striped to substantially conform to the width and depth layout standards for parking spaces as provided for in section 26.16.080D of the zoning code. Condition number two is that parking lot layout shall be submitted to and approved by the zoning administrator before the building or occupancy permit is issued. Number three, vehicles parked on the lot shall be in an approved parking space. All spaces shall be equipped with approved bollards or wheel stops so as to prohibit vehicles encroaching on public right-of-way or private property. Number four is that parking lot layout spaces shall be labeled vehicles for sale or labeled for vehicle customer parking or labeled for employee parking or any other uses. And if multiple businesses are on this property, spaces shall be labeled for each business separately. Number five, vehicles owned by the petitioner are prohibited from being parked or sold on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Condition number six, vehicle access egress from the lot shall only be permitted utilizing established curb cuts and driveways on premises. No access egress of vehicles shall be permitted across sidewalks or curbs. Condition number seven, the stringing of lights, flags, or streamers on the premises is prohibited. Number eight, any parking area lighting to be installed shall be installed on metal or masonry poles with underground wiring and shall not exceed 22 feet in height and adjusted so that no more than 0.5 foot candles measured at grade falls on any abutting residential use premise. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. Condition number nine, there shall be no exterior signage installed on premises until separate approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. This shall include mobile commander boards and balloons on tethers. Number 10, exterior amplified intercom systems, phone ringing systems, or music systems are prohibited. Number 11, the existing building on the premise shall be completely repaired and restored pursuant to all applicable zoning and building codes. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. Number 12, there should be no storage of derelict or salvage vehicles permitted on subject premises or on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. All vehicles shall be in operable condition. 13, There shall be no vehicular, mechanical, or body repair or spray painting permitted on the subject premises or on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Number 14, there shall be no open storage of auto mechanical or body parts, batteries, tires, motor oil, or other automotive fluids or refuse of any nature on subject premises or on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. Number 15, there shall be no salvage of parts from vehicles on subject premises. Number 16, hours of operation are limited to what you testify to today. Number 17, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing windows and doors. Number 18, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Number 19, the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers and shall be emptied on a daily basis or more if needed. If another container is needed due to the level of business, it shall also be provided. Number 20, there shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior of the premises at any given time. And number 21, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. Ms. Jones, do you have any concerns about potential conditions?
No.
Okay. And what would be your hours of operation?
From 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
What days of the week?
Monday through Saturday. The dealerships are not allowed to go to businesses on Sunday.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, and business summary submitted by the petitioner. With that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 11953?
Appeal number 11953, 3224 South Kings Highway Boulevard.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Evan Winkler, Community Development Planner for the City of St. Louis, and I'll be representing the Building Commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to construct a carry-out restaurant with drive-through per plan zoning only at 3224 South Kings Highway. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis for denial of Avi Kimlani concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit authorizing the petitioner to construct a carry-out restaurant with drive-through per plan zoning only at 3224 South Kings Highway Boulevard in city block number 9084.00 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is Zone K, unrestricted district. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to prohibit locations and uses of buildings or structures and uses of land that are incompatible with the type of development plan for specified zoning districts in the city. The applicable zoning code provisions are section 26.16.010, uses prohibited. No structure or land shall be used for use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. Also, section 26.16.020, structures prohibited. No structure shall be erected, placed, enlarged, or structurally altered unless such action shall make the premises upon which it shall stand conform to the regulations for the district in which the premises are located, unless authorized by other provisions of the zoning code. Also, section 26.60.020, which takes you to 26.40.026 B2J, which are the site requirements for a carryout restaurant. B states that the carryout restaurant is a carryout restaurant that sells to customers who are in cars or consume the sold products in cars parked on the carryout restaurant premises or in a carryout restaurant that sells products through a sales window to customers who are in cars for immediate consumption by the customers either on or off the premises. That number 2 states for lots that are contiguous with or directly across a street, alley, public, or private easement. J is that there shall be no other carryout restaurant along the same street or streets in the case of a corner location nearer than 600 feet unless the average weekly traffic volume along such street or streets is more than 7,500 vehicles per day per carryout restaurant. However, in no case shall a carryout restaurant as provided herein be permitted nearer than 300 feet from another such use on the same side of the street, and in no case shall an additional such use be permitted at the intersection of two such uses already exist at the intersection. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for a carryout restaurant with a drive-through, which is a permitted use in the K district so long as it meets the site requirements. This location, however, does not meet the site requirements because there is another drive-through within 300 feet on the same side of the street. So just north, there's a Sonic drive-up. And because of that, the carryout restaurant with a drive-through does not meet the site requirement and therefore is not a permitted use. Therefore, a use variance is required prior to approval. The City of St. Louis Planning and Urban Design Agency states that there's no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The 2025 adopted strategic land use plan calls this a lower node designation. And these are areas with more auto-oriented uses, although buildings should support other modes of transportation, provide safe, convenient, and accessible ways to move between sidewalks and buildings. Also, landscaping and other on-site improvements should be something to consider. The granting of this variance would be in keeping with this designation's intent to provide for many types of commercial activities, including automobile-related uses, as long as they remain appropriately integrated into the surrounding context and support a human-oriented pedestrian environment. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 11953 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Mr. Kimlani, let's get you sworn in.
Hello, hi, my name is Avi Kimlani.
Mr. Kimlani, you will need to be sworn in first.
Sorry.
The court reporter, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, state your name and mailing address for the record.
Avi Kimlani, P.O. Box 6115, Chesterfield, Missouri 63006.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
I appreciate your time this afternoon. I would hope you would grant me a variance for this site. As Mr. Winkler stated, there's a Sonic within 150 feet of this location. I'm a St. Louis guy through and through, went to Parkway North, graduated from SLU University. So this site has been vacant for many years. Under oath, so I don't want to say the wrong number, but I feel like 8 to 10 years it's been vacant. Every year the building just kind of deteriorates. So I feel like I just want to kind of do something to make this intersection a lot nicer than what it currently is. I've gotten some letters asking people asking me if I could develop it into apartments. Unfortunately, just the way the building is, you can't really reuse the building because normally you want to reuse the shell. This building, I believe, is condemned. It's not safe. It's been on fire multiple times. We've tried locking it up, fencing it up, boarding it up. It just gets broken into all the time. The building just needs to come down for everyone's safety, public resources, police, fire, just everyone just kind of go in there every 3 to 6 months. So ideally, I feel for uses, apartments wouldn't really work because you can't reuse the building. If you're going to make it a 40, 50 unit building, you don't have enough parking. Industrial, there's like already 3 industrial buildings across the street that are for sale, 5 within 1 mile radius. So that kind of just leaves us with retail. I would do everything you guys tell me to do regarding safety and landscaping, whatever makes this a safe project for everyone and everyone in the community would enjoy. Also, Home Depot, we reached out to them. They'd be very happy with this because also they don't like this eyesore in front of their lot. So be very welcoming into that whole retail development with Sonic, us, and Home Depot. And so just since I have 30 more seconds, I would just like to add that also in the years of vacancy, 8 to 10 years, other developers have come into the site. Normally you get around 120 days to do your due diligence. I believe all these developers have walked away just because if you walk to the site, you'll notice kind of how bad of a condition it is in. So I've kind of stayed the course, done everything I need to do, and here we are today, hoping you guys grant me variance for an extra 150 feet to allow for this drive-through, and I promise to, conform to all safety regulations and landscaping regulations, and anything else you would like me to do to make this successful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Kimani. Any board members have any questions? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Mr. Sweeney?
Do I need to be sworn in again?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
David Sweeney, 5917 Botanical. I am Mr. Bomani's attorney.
Mr. Sweeney, could you, I'm not sure what's going on with your mic. I can hear you, but barely, and I'm not sure if the court reporter
That's rare.
can.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. If it's too loud, just let me know. I represent the appellant. I'm his attorney on this project. He covered the basic things. I appreciate the recommendation from the zoning department that it meets with the comprehensive plan. We have a support letter from the alderwoman of the ward. She's been very supportive of the project. Also, we reached out to the neighborhood. The neighborhood does not weigh in on development projects, so you won't see a letter either way. Tower Grove, it's within the Tower Grove South neighborhood. So we also reached out to them for this. I'm almost positive. I know it's in the process of being condemned. I too believe it is condemned, but I'm not 99% positive that if you drive by it, you can see that there have been multiple fires and ultimate issues the last few years. So, as South Grand continues to grow with the Garcia's investment and other investments in there, there's a real opportunity to get a strong tax base and maybe create a business district there. As they continue to buy other properties, including Uncle Bill's, to keep the Kings Highway going. Thank you.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
I would like to testify in opposition.
Mr. Belcher, let's get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I did.
Thank you.
All right. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yeah, hi, my name is Alec Belcher. My address is 1420 Prather Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63139. I'm here to urge the board to reject Appeal 11953 at 3224 South Kings Highway for a new drive-through restaurant. Drive-thrus come at a high cost to our neighborhoods. They prioritize car traffic over people, undermining the safety of pedestrians, cyclists, and transit users. 2024 was St. Louis City and County's deadliest year for pedestrians on record, and we need to recognize that decades of car-centric development that prioritize traffic efficiency over human lives, including drive-thrus, are what created this problem. From an urban design and economic perspective, drive-thrus are incredibly land-intensive and low-yield. The proposed drive-thru will take up large parcels for parking and queuing lanes while contributing little in tax revenue per acre compared to more walkable, mixed-use development. St. Louis should be working to build places where people can live, walk, and connect, not just drive through. Finally, these developments send the wrong message about our city's priorities. Are we building for long-term community wealth, sustainability, and public health, or for short-term convenience that benefits a few national chains? We don't need another drive-through. We need thoughtful development that strengthens our neighborhoods. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Belcher. Dylan.
Hello. I do not have a webcam, but for the court reporter, I can confirm that I'm raising my right hand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. State your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Dylan T. Meals, M as in Mary, E-A-L-S, and my mailing address is 5361 Pershing, St. Louis, Missouri, 63112.
Go ahead with your testimony.
I am in opposition to this development. This development continues to cement the nature of Kings Highway as a car-centric scar that divides the city. On a street that contains one of the most frequent and heavily used bus lines, this development will slow this vital network. The turnoffs are dangerous, unnecessary, and will cause more injury to both people and property. There are too many parking spaces, far more than is minimally required by the city. The development has no housing available, no public spaces available, and no future available. It does not have a plan for an ADA accessible bus stop. It does not have a plan for bike infrastructure. And it does not have a plan to be anything beyond a strip mall that will decay in a decade. I have to use this street daily, and daily my life is in danger from this street. The speeds are too high, the road is too wide, and there's little infrastructure to control dangerous drivers. The traffic is too high, which slows buses to a crawl. This development does not provide enough housing, job opportunity, or public good to be considered in a city that is dying, bleeding population. Instead of mixed-use housing with retail on the first floor, we have a McDonald's at best. Instead of an office building, we have a Taco Bell that will close in a year. Instead of building out transit in the area, you're adding dozens of parking spaces. Instead of having green areas, you're getting asphalt that will only add to our oppressive heat. If the developer is making excuses to not put in housing, they could apply for a variant of fewer parking spaces. If the developer is making excuses for not putting in denser retail, they could apply for a variant to allow for more stores with better access to transit. If the developer is making excuses for not creating a better city, they could apply for any variant that would allow it. Instead, they apply for a variant to take the city in the wrong direction. This development is a detriment to our city and only cements the decay of our city, turning into a generic, ugly suburb just like Chesterfield. I hope the board considers to not only deny this appeal with no chance at further appeal. I wish that the board does not even consider any variant to this development that does not strictly adhere to a human-oriented development, not a car-oriented development. Thank you.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Mr. Bose.
Hello.
All right, let's get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
I'll just reiterate that our city does
Mr.
not
Bose,
need.
we need you to state your name and mailing address for the record before
Sorry.
testimony.
My name is Richard Bose. Mailing address is 5825 Dickerville, St. Louis 63112.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate that our city does not need any more low productivity, auto-oriented development patterns. Places like this are not safe. They attract more traffic, car traffic. As we heard, pedestrians, cyclists been injured and killed too often on wide streets like Kings Highway. There's no street parking on Kings Highway. This proposal will only amplify all the negatives that people experience along Kings Highway. I would urge the board to reject this appeal, and we as a city should demand and wait for better. Thank you.
So Mr. Bose, and I actually meant to ask this question of Mr. Meals, but you're aware Kings Highway is a commercial corridor, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you know everything that sits around this development, correct? There's a Home Depot,
right?
Island of
yeah. It's a lot of car blight, that's for sure, and unfortunately blight spreads. But as a community, we need to say no when we have opportunities to fight it. I mean, Jane Jacobs talked about this in her book about the erosion of the city. It's nibble by nibble. Before you know it, we have these dangerous traffic sewers like Kings Highway is today.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Bose. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal?
Mr. Robinson.
Okay, Mr. Kim, sorry, Mr. Kimwani, I will give you 2 minutes to
Excuse
rebut
me, I
if-
would like to respond to the question that you originally
I
intended to ask me.
did
This
not
is
have
Mr.
a
Meals.
question for you, Mr. Meals. Mr. Kimwani, 2 minutes to rebut if there's anything you'd like to add.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson, thank you for the 2 minutes. I appreciate it. Safety is my number one concern. I'm a human being. I'm a St. Louis, and I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone in St. Louis, especially on these streets. I love St. Louis. I went to high school here, college here. I want St. Louis to prosper. Number one thing regarding safety is this. The main reason for my reasoning for this is it's on a signalized light. So that helps with safety because it brings traffic to a stop. So it's the best thing you could put in this spot. All other uses everyone else mentioned, why don't I put an office building in there? Office vacancies through the roof. There's no demand for office, especially in the city of St. Louis, respectfully. But put apartments with retail. The number one thing no one's factoring in is this building. If this was done maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, it had a chance if you could rehab the building. But as I mentioned before, you can't reuse the shell. So to take a building down of this size, the cost is it's pretty pricey so nothing would even pencil in. If you take this building down, put retailers on the bottom, apartments up above. No one can make the numbers work. If you just did apartments, even if I requested a parking variance, let's just say you need 50 apartments to make this cash flow. You need a minimum of 50 spots for the 50 residents. If I do a parking variance for even 20, some residents wouldn't even have parking. And then if you say, hey, do a 10-unit apartment building, again, taking the building down, that's the huge cost. That's the huge obstacle here, especially because that building is in such bad shape and cannot be reused. That's the main obstacle. If this was done maybe years ago, when the building could have potentially been saved, I agree. There's a lot more that could have been done. Unfortunately, the position we're in, it's just at a point where the building has to come down with or without me just to kind of move forward. Many bigger developers have looked at it. You can talk to anyone who opposes this can talk to the listing broker with Manor Realty and ask them how many contracts they've had and how many people have walked away. They've had this listing for 2-3 years. Other brokerage firms have had it before. No one can move this property in all these years. So we've just kind of come to a point where the building is in such bad shape that unfortunately there's not really many options left. Thank you for your time.
Okay, Mr. Kamlani, I'm going to have Evan read off the standard conditions for restaurants. If you have any questions with any of them, any concerns, if you could bring them up as he presents them.
All right. So condition number 1 is the hours of operation will be what you state here today. There's also been times when the hours of operation for the drive-through are given different hours than the main restaurant. Condition number 2 is that no liquor, alcohol, or non-intoxicating beer shall be on the premises at any given time. Number 3 is the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers. If another container is needed due to the level of business, it shall also be provided. Number 4, the petitioner shall empty said refuse containers on a daily basis or more frequently if needed to minimize refuse being strewn into the adjoining neighborhood. Number 5, petitioner shall police the exterior of the premises twice daily for trash or more frequently if necessary. Number 6, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting signage, and the signage must be professionally prepared and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before being installed. Number 7, no merchandise shall be sold on the exterior of the premises. Number 8, there shall be no cooking on the exterior of the premises. Number 9, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. Number 10, the facility shall not have any cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing its windows and doors. Number 11, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to ordinance number 68535 or its successor ordinance. And also that the employees shall collect on-site and off-site litter, including food wrappers, containers, and packaging from the restaurant products generated by customers within an X number feet of the property at least once per business day. Are there any questions or concerns that a condition like that might pose?
For me, not at all. So as a franchise business, 90% of what you mentioned is what we would do just to keep our business going. We want a good, clean storefront. So we'll definitely take care of everything with trash, apply for permits. No merchandise will be cooked outside. No merchandise will be sold outside. Nothing will be cooked outside. Dumpsters will definitely be there. We'll clean it, keep everything in tip-top shape. So that way it's presentable for customers who want to come into our facilities.
Okay. And what are your hours of operation, Mr. Kamlani?
So hours of operation, that's the only question is that's kind of franchise based. I have no control over the hours, but if you tell me, hey, I can't do, if I had to guess, no later than 10 o'clock. If that's too late, you let me know what would make you happy. It's not going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning type of restaurant or drive-through. So most of my locations close at 10 p.m. And located all over St. Louis. So latest would be 10. But I don't delegate that. The franchise says, hey, based on this is what we'd like you to do. Obviously, if
Gotcha.
there's a city letter saying, hey, you can't be open past 11, obviously we'll listen to that and follow the rules.
And days of operation, so 7 days a week?
7 days a week, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
What time do you start?
Start would be 6 a.m. or 7 a.m.
What's the franchise?
So I own multiple brands. So I'm a Jimmy John's franchisee, a Papa John's franchisee, and now I'm in coffee. So it's going to be one of my brands. So if you're in coffee, it's 6 a.m. and if you're in a different brand, it's 10 p.m.
10 a.m.
Thank you.
Sorry, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
to 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Okay. With that, I will then read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, city journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from planning and urban design, email letter of opposition from Dominique Del Azadi, email letter of opposition from Matt Naglich, email letter of opposition from Ben Noel, email letter of opposition from Lillian Stephen, letter of support from Alderwoman Daniela Velasquez, and a letter of opposition from Christian Bishop. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. And with that, that concludes our testimonial portion of the hearing. Thank you for your service, Laura. Board members, would you like to take a 5-minute recess, or shall we continue into deliberations?
5 minutes would be good.
Okay, we are in recess until 4:13. Okay, board members, everyone back? Good. Let's start with appeal number 20585, 8905 Riverview Drive.
The auto dealership.
Yes, sir. Thoughts, comments?
Yeah, if she can do the 21 conditions that we put on it, and the hours of operations are 9 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, I don't see a problem with it.
Testimony was 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your motion, George?
That's my motion.
I'll
Gotta have a
second that.
dumpster. You know,
Yeah, gotta have a dumpster. I love that.
Okay. Motion made by George, seconded by Mona, with all conditions read by Evan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, George?
past condition won't be a detriment.
Thank you. Okay. Appeal number 11953, 3224 South Kings Highway.
I just want to say I don't have a problem with this. I hear the residents of the area, but yet we need development in the city. And if we're looking at highest in use on a commercial street, I don't have a problem with this. I just wanted to say that out loud.
I would agree with you, Mona. I think if this portion of Kings Highway looked different, sure, but the reality is there's a huge Home Depot behind this property, and I don't see much other than some type of commercial use. Residential, especially in these few blocks.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I can appreciate the residents, but I don't think that they are looking at this correctly.
Right. Then we have aldermanic support on this as well, correct?
You do.
Yes, we do.
If we don't have objections, okay, I'll make a motion to approve with all the conditions that we typically use on fast food restaurant. And I was struggling to hear all of it. I would like to add, if it's not there, Evan, a trash can at the end of the drive-through with one of those arms that reach out.
Okay.
Thank you. That's my motion. And hours of operation being 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And there's the nuisance ordinance on it as well. Isn't there, Evan?
It is.
Okay, that's it.
I'll second you.
All right.
Thank you.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by George. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Mona?
Won't be a detriment. Won't be a detriment as conditioned.
Okay. And appeal number 11955, 2350 Shoto Avenue.
I'd like to make a statement about this.
Make it.
I don't think we should grant a continuance. I agree with the city's ordinance already in place about this. I believe that this is an important corner, and allowing any type of storage facility. I have been circling this place. I have been looking at this place. I think this is wrong for the city. I think that this is a huge, important corner, and I just soon deny it altogether. They can come back with a better plan.
So you want to uphold?
Yeah, I would like to uphold the building commissioner. That's my thought. I'm not making a motion yet. I'm just making a statement. But I'm happy to make that motion.
I can make it with you.
Sure. Joe, any
I'll make
thoughts?
the motion to uphold.
Hold on just a
I'm
second.
happy to leave it up for discussion first.
Joe,
Yes,
what are your thoughts?
I believe that the storage facility is probably not the best use at this location.
I agree with that.
Then I'll make the motion to uphold the building commissioner's denial.
I'll
I'll
second.
second you.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 All of those opposed? Motion carries. Meeting minutes.
Oh, you got one more. You got what about the continuance for 11954?
We've already
We did
agreed
it.
on the continuance for that one. Yep.
Mr. Robinson, not to interrupt you, could I ask one question? Not to shoot myself in the foot.
No,
deliberations.
you can call staff in the morning and speak
Okay.
with them.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
Meeting minutes. Joe?
I didn't have a chance to read through them because I was.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second you.
Okay. Motion made by Mona, seconded by George. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion approved. Meeting minutes approved.
We have a meeting next week.
Any new business?
No new business. There's a meeting next week.
Okay. Can I hear a motion to adjourn?
You hear a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion sort of made by Joe, seconded by George. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
for your
everybody.
incredible work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Mona. Bye.